So this is my portable gaming system. I call it the LumiSquare. The idea is for it to hold a variety of mini games that can be used to challenge your memory, test your reflexes, and enhance coordination. Currently, we have 3 mini games on it. One is like a memory matching game where you have to match colors. Another is just like the game Simon, where you have to repeat a sequence of lights and sounds. And then the third is a reflex game where you have to click the lights before they disappear. So now we'll turn it on and I'll just do a demo of the 3 games we currently have. We'll start with the memory matching game. All right, and now I will switch to the Simon game. Press this one time. For this particular game, the user is granted 3 lives, so we'll just go ahead and get 3 incorrect answers so we can move on to the next game. Now I'll switch to the reflex game. For this one, we have a 30-minute timer to hit as many lights as we possibly can. There's also a difficulty selection for some of the mini games as well. So we'll go back to the Simon game and I'll actually increase the difficulty 1. For this, it'll actually give us 4 more lights and sounds to choose from, making the sequence potentially harder. For this difficulty, we also still have 3 lives, so I'll just go ahead and get 3 incorrect answers so we can move on to the next game. For the reflex game, increasing the difficulty actually increases how fast the lights turn off. Not only that, missing a light will also decrease your score. We also added in a bonus green light that'll give you extra points if you're able to hit it. So I'll talk a little bit more about the components that I'm using in the LumiSquare. I am currently using a 18 mega 1284 microcontroller to control everything. For the LEDs, I am using a 16 channel constant current sync LED driver to power on my LEDs. In addition to that, they are also being multiplex. So I also have 4 NPN transistors here that I'm using to turn on one column at a time, and just doing that very fast to where it looks like all of them are on at the exact same time. I am using a AT Tiny microcontroller to control power to the entire circuit. I have it running at a super slow frequency. That way it consumes less than a milliamp of power. That way I can just have it always active and ready to turn the entire circuit on. The circuit is battery powered. I'm using a 3.7 volt LiPo battery to power the circuit. It is going into a boost converter, a 5 volt boost converter. That way I can have sufficient voltage to be able to power my LEDs and also to run my 18 mega 1284 at its highest frequency. I am doing some load sharing as well, so I'm able to charge my circuit and use it at the same time. I accomplished this by using a N-channel MOSFET as an open drain output. That way I can pull the boost converter for the battery down to low. That way I can power it off as I am attempting to charge the circuit. That way they aren't both going to the circuit at the exact same time. So I also have a voltage supervisor IC that I use to detect when the battery voltage drops below 3.5 volts. When that happens, we pull the enable pin for the boost converter down to ground again. That way we turn it off and disconnect power from the circuit as to not over drain the battery. And last but not least, I am running a custom bootloader on this microcontroller. So I can use this charging port and this RS-232 to UART IC chip to both charge and upload any program that I need to this microcontroller. So that's just a brief description of where the LumiSquare is currently at. The next things I'll be working on is actually designing a PCB for it and fabricating a case to hold everything. I also have plans to potentially switch out this 18 mega with a ARM Cortex microcontroller for higher speeds and also lower power consumption. So those should be some of the things that I have coming down the pipeline.